Namaste, friends. My name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel, Ganesha-Hanuman.com. Today, we'll talk about the Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done that. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. I'll be posting short, less than a minute tidbits and videos. Please check out. The link will be in the description of this video. So today we'll talk about Jupiter's transit in Ashwini Nakshatra that will start from November 26th. Right now, Jupiter is still retrograde, and it will enter from Bharani to Ashwini, going backwards. So we look at all the 12 signs. This video will cover both the rising sign, the Lagna, and we'll be looking from the moon sign. So I'll explain the difference. So look at all the 12 signs. Let's begin. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So this is what's happening. Jupiter will be in Ashwini from November 26th, and it'll be there for a little over 2 months, through 3rd of February 2024. So this is a very, very important, very good period for us to tap into a lot of things. So Jupiter combination with Ashwini, these are the things you can expect in general. The Ashwini, the deity for Ashwini is Ashwini Kumaras, who are the celestial healers. Their main theme is rejuvenation, making people young again. And so they go around and heal the gods. And Jupiter is a dharmic, sattvic, very spiritual planet. So this is a very spiritual, very good combination for a lot of alternative healing and holistic healing modalities. And good time to start new initiatives. Ashwini is the beginnings. It's the Aries, beginning of Aries. And also Ashwini Kumaras, they travel everywhere. They're the pioneers. They discover new things. And so great time to start some new projects. And of course, as I mentioned, time for rejuvenation. That's the theme for Ashwini Kumaras. And also very, very fast. They're very fast. The Ashwini Kumaras are traveling at a very fast speed. And Jupiter is all about expansion. So wonderful time to do all of this. And also Ashwini Kumaras, they like to help other people. They want to make them, their rejuvenation, make them young again. A very good period for taking up a lot of volunteer activities, philanthropic ventures. And so we'll look at, this is for Aries rising. So this is the chart for Aries rising. This is after November 26th, when Jupiter has entered the sign of the nakshatra of Ashwini. So let's look at the full picture. So Jupiter is sitting here in the first house, of course, in Aries for Aries rising. And Jupiter is the ruler of the 9th house and the 12th house. So what we can expect is, so this is for the rising sign. Let's say somebody has Aries rising. So first we're looking at the Lagna. So from Aries Lagna, for Aries Lagna, Jupiter is the ruler of the 9th house and the 12th house. So it's a wonderful time. Actually, 12th house is about healing as well. 9th house, there's the gurus and our superiors, pilgrimage. So 9th and 12th are both the houses of long distance travel, and especially for spiritual purposes. So the number one recommendation, or the energy for Aries rising, is a great time to undertake a spiritual journey, a pilgrimage. Could be to a different country. Okay, and could be for health reasons as well. That's the ideal thing. So a lot of people combine this Ayurveda travel to, say, India or other places. So they travel to these spiritual places and they get the Ayurvedic treatment. So Ayurveda retreats and things like that are an excellent idea for Aries, especially for Aries rising. And start some projects with your father, with foreigners, with your gurus. A lot of dharmic projects and philanthropic ventures with the priests, with the gurus, with people from foreign country, or going to a foreign country and start some of these. Maybe you could start a Ayurveda retreat in a foreign country, or start some philanthropic venture in a foreign country. So that's the Aries rising. Now, Aries Rashi, let's say you're Moon is in Aries, okay? So if your moon is in Aries, let's say here, don't look at this moon. So we're talking about your natal moon. So if your natal moon is Aries, then you will feel a support from your father, from your gurus, from people in the foreign countries. So you'll get that mental support, that warm feeling, that upliftment from these people and these sources. So in your mind, you'll want to heal other people or yourself, and actually good time to do a lot of like these energetic healing modalities, which are pretty much, all there in our mind. They're tapping the subconscious, the unconscious mind, right? So for moon, for Aries Rashi people, amazing time to do yoga nidra, to do astral travel, to do energy healing, and even start thinking about these projects in your mind. So basically give birth to these kind of projects, healing related projects, philanthropy related projects in your mind. So plant the seed now, okay, and then it'll fructify later on. So that's the Aries rising. That's how Jupiter in Ashwini is going to be for Aries rising from November 26th to February 3rd. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And next, we'll look at Taurus rising. Taurus rising and Taurus Rashi. So we're looking at both. We'll talk about both the Taurus Lagna, the rising sign, ascendant. A lot of people have this question, and Taurus Rashi, which means your moon will be is placed in Taurus. Okay, so we're talking about Jupiter. Jupiter is transit in this nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th to February 3rd. Ashwini, the deity for Ashwini is Ashwini Kumaras. They are the celestial physicians. They're the celestial healers. They go around, heal the gods. They make people look younger. Rejuvenation is the theme for them. So all of these things will be in focus for all 12 signs, but we'll see how that impacts Taurus rising, specifically or Taurus Rashi. But in general, a wonderful time to dive deep into the healing modalities. You'll have the blessings of the gurus. Look at some alternative healing, both for your own healing and for learning these things. Okay, so you could start some Ayurveda course. Okay, big initiatives for helping other people. Very creative things in the health industry, and rejuvenation and or expansion of your existing endeavors. So that's the energy, that's the idea of Jupiter in Ashwini. Now, let's see for Taurus rising. So Jupiter is sitting in the 12th house. And for Taurus rising, Jupiter is the ruler of the 8th house and the 11th house. So that means if you do any of these things, holistic healing, philanthropic work, there could be a lot of deep transformation at a very deep level. Okay, so that's excellent. So this is a perfect time to do these things. And these things may also give you financial gains. So for Taurus rising, in fact, Jupiter is a very interesting planet. Jupiter is the 8th lord and the 11th lord. So essentially what that means is it may give you financial gains through spiritual transformation, through learning esoteric subjects. So I would highly recommend Taurus rising people to start learning astrology, start learning any of these occult sciences. So that's Taurus rising. And Taurus Rashi, if your moon is in Taurus, okay, so don't look at it. This is transit. If your natal moon is in Taurus, then you will actually experience this transformation in these areas at a very deep level, okay? And you'll feel that your friends are helping you. You'll have that comfort feeling. And you could imagine financial gains through these things, through change and transformation. So you'll experience those things in your mind more so than the than physically happening. So, but what you can do is plant seeds in your mind. If your Taurus Rashi, if your moon is in Taurus, then you can plant the seeds, as in give birth in your mind to these projects, philanthropic projects or healing related, health related initiatives, rejuvenation related things. So all of that is going to be very beneficial. So during these 2 months, a little over 2 months, you can start planning, thinking, giving birth to these projects. So that is Taurus rising. Let's go to Gemini rising. So next is Gemini rising. So we're talking about Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd, 2024. See, Ashwini is ruled by Ketu. That's the planet in Vimshotri Dasha scheme. So combination of Jupiter and Ketu, very, very spiritual combination. But in general, Ashwini is the deity is Ashwini Kumaras, right? And so excellent time to do all of these things. The two main themes are health, rejuvenation, and spiritual depth. So that's the theme overall. And helping other people through health related initiatives, through spirituality, helping yourself and other people, and doing big projects. Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is basically Jupiter gives you this hope and energy to do things. And so this is Jupiter Gemini rising sign chart. Number 3 sign is Gemini. So if you're Gemini rising, this is the chart. If you have moon in Gemini, that's moon, the Rashi is Gemini, then also we'll talk about that. But first, let's see Gemini rising. So for Gemini rising, Jupiter will be sitting in your 11th house. But it is the ruler of your 7th house and your 10th house, okay? So 7th house ruler and 10th house ruler, it's Jupiter, and it will be transiting the nakshatra of Ashwini, which is all about rejuvenation, health, holistic things, alternative healing. So excellent time for Gemini rising people to do these things with their spouse or with their business partner or as your profession, as your work. So see, Ashwini it's number one thing. The main thing is healing, right? And so all of these things you could involve. So you could do like as a couple, joint partner with somebody who has interest in spirituality, who has interest in healing, and then do this as a profession. Could be your main work, okay? And you could actually start a business where you are offering healing retreats and rejuvenation and all of that. And also you could do that as a philanthropic work. So this is very important. With your partner, you could do this as your hobby, as a side thing where you're providing holistic healing to other people, some initiatives, or just volunteer in an ashram, in a healing center, in an alternative healing center, in Ayurveda center, where you provide rejuvenation, healing, and give new ideas, come up with some new ideas. So that's the Gemini rising. But if it's Gemini Rashi, so that means your moon is in Gemini, which is the case here. Let's say your moon is here. That means in your mind, give birth to a lot of ideas around healing, ideas around helping other people. You do that with your partner. So brainstorm ideas with your partner. Hey, how can we do these things, and plan for those? So Rashi means you're doing this. This is impacting your mind. Okay, so with your co-workers, with your spouse, with your business partner, come up with ideas. You'll actually, so another way of looking at it is, if you're doing any of these things, you may get support, mental support from your spouse, from your business partner. So let's say your partner is not into these things, but you can do on your own. You can initiate new things. You can be a pioneer, but you will get a mental support from your partner, from your co-workers. So this is an excellent time for doing these things with your partner, with co-workers, and do this at a very big scale. Like, Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is all big things. So that's the impact of Jupiter's transit through Ashwini Nakshatra for Gemini rising, which is the Lagna ascendant, as well as Gemini Rashi. So we talked about both separately. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So next, we will see Cancer rising. So we're looking at Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That helps a lot. So what's happening is Ashwini, the deity is Ashwini Kumaras, who are the celestial physicians. They are the healers of the gods. They make people young again. Their main theme is rejuvenation. And so all of that, and the planet, the ruler for Ashwini is Ketu. So it's a combination of Jupiter and Ketu. Very, very, very spiritual combination. Deep healing, healing at a very deep level, alternative healing methods, and helping other people. So all that is the theme. Now let's see how it's playing out for Cancer rising. So this is number 4 sign is Cancer. So Jupiter is sitting in the 10th house for Cancer rising, and Jupiter is the 6th ruler and the 9th ruler. Okay. So what's happening is 6th ruler and 9th ruler is Jupiter, and it is going through the nakshatra of Ashwini. That means doing this with your father, with your gurus, as a spiritual endeavor. So focusing on any of these things, you could start a health retreat center with your father or with your gurus, okay, or as your main, thing with that is actually for your own health, because 6th house is all about health. So self-healing, or attend some Ayurveda retreat centers, go to the centers, and combine the spiritual aspect and the healing aspect. Okay, so the health and spirituality are very much connected for Cancer rising in general. Whatever they do for spiritual purposes, that will impact their health, and whatever they do for their health will impact their spirituality. So excellent time to do health related work, to work on your shadripus, on your enemies, hidden enemies, your inner weaknesses, shadripus, right? Or do this with your father, with your gurus, with your superiors. Now that's the Gemini, Cancer rising, which is the Lagna, the ascendant. But for Cancer Rashi also, that means if your moon is in Cancer, let's say your natal moon is sitting here. So don't look at this. This is transit moon. But let's say your natal moon is in Cancer. In that scenario, you will get a lot of mental support from your father, from your gurus, and even from the people who work for you, like helpers at your home. You could involve a lot of those people and do any of these big things. So mentally, you'll get the support, or in your mind, you'll feel happy about doing these things with your father, with your guru. So all of that is focused for Jupiter's transit through the sign, through the nakshatra of Ashwini. So next we'll see Leo rising. So for Leo rising, it's very interesting. So we're talking about, this is the chart for Leo rising. We'll talk about both rising sign and the Rashi, which means moon is in Leo. So we're talking about Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini. Right now, Jupiter is still retrograde, so it's in Bharani, and it's going to go to Ashwini on November 26th. And it'll remain there for a little over 2 months through February 3rd. So Ashwini Nakshatra, the deity is Ashwini Kumaras, and this is the theme. Rejuvenation is the key aim of Ashwini Kumaras, to help other people, to bring back their youth, to make them look young again, using alternative healing modalities, using natural healing kind of abilities. So that's the overall theme. Now let's see for Leo rising. So you see number 5 sign. So this is Leo rising. And for Leo rising, Jupiter is sitting in the 9th house. And Jupiter is the ruler of your 5th house and the 8th house. Okay. So this is a period of change and transformation, especially for your kids or with respect to your romantic relationships. And so you could bring that change through any of these initiatives, like alternative healing, a great time to set up let's say a healing center with your children. Okay. And you may actually gain money from other people if you do any of these things. And that's because 8th house's ruler is involved. 8th house is other people's money, or you could get some inheritance related to health initiatives, or related to some philanthropic ventures. So that is Leo rising, which is the Lagna, the ascendant. Now, if you're Leo Rashi, which means your moon is in Leo, then so you, in your natal chart, your moon will be sitting here, which is Leo. Okay, so that means in your mind, you'll get the support from your children, maybe from your romantic partner, and you may actually feel very, very creative in your mind to come up with ideas in these areas. So that means, see, if your Lagna is Leo, that means these things will manifest. You can do these already physically, like start these projects. But if it's the Leo Rashi, that means either number one, you can actually plant the seeds in your mind. You can start thinking about it. You can plan for these things. Or if you do these things already, you will get support from people who are involved with the fifth house and the eighth house. Okay, so that's the difference between Lagna and the Rashi. So that's the impact of Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd for Leo rising as well as Leo Rashi. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Next, we'll see Virgo rising. So we're talking about Jupiter's transit in the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26, 2023 through February 3rd, 2024. Ashwini, the planetary ruler is Ketu for Ashwini. Right, so this is going to be a combination of Jupiter and Ketu, a very spiritual combination. Excellent time to do holistic healing, alternative healing, and expansion of your endeavors, your projects, especially health-related projects, and also philanthropic projects. Okay, so the key theme of Ashwini Kumaras, which are the deity of Ashwini, is rejuvenation. Okay, so for this is number 6 sign, that's Virgo. So let's see how it's playing out for Virgo. So for Virgo rising or Lagna or ascendant, Jupiter is sitting in the 8th house. Okay, Jupiter is sitting in the 8th house, but it rules the 4th house and the 7th house. So it directly impacts your mother, your relationship, your spouse, your partner, business partner, all of that. So involve them in any of these initiatives. This could be just a health routine for yourself, or this could be as big as starting a retreat center, starting a Ayurveda center, okay, or some philanthropic projects, big time projects for helping other people, which something very creative, especially for Virgo rising, because Virgo itself, the Virgo sign, is all about digestion and cleansing and health. So their main focus is health in general, and so this is excellent time. This is a combination of Jupiter and Ketu. Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, so going within, make your home a retreat center, okay, and involve your spouse, your partner, and your mother, and do it from your home. So that's the impact of Jupiter's transit in the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Next, we'll see the Libra rising. Okay, so we're talking about Jupiter's transit in the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd for Libra rising and Libra Rashi. We'll talk about that, the difference between that. So see, Ashwini is ruled by Ashwini Kumaras, and their main theme is rejuvenation. They are the celestial physicians. They heal gods. They go around very fast. They're very, very fast travelers. So this nakshatra, this transit will see a lot of movement. Fast things will happen at a very, very fast pace. Okay, so healing, self-healing, healing of other people, volunteer work, using alternative healing modalities. That's the theme. And let's see for Libra rising, what's happening. So Jupiter is sitting in the 7th house, right? And Jupiter is the ruler of the 3rd house and the 6th house. Okay, so for Libra rising, anyway, health is a big thing. Jupiter, when it comes to Jupiter, because it's the 6th lord. So Jupiter being the 6th lord, going through the nakshatra of Ashwini, which is all about healing and health and rejuvenation, excellent time to tap into those energies. So focus on your self-healing, self-health, using alternative healing modalities. So that's key, number 1 recommendation. Then you can also do that with your siblings, and you may have to actually do a lot of short distance travel to get it done. So maybe that means you could have a Ayurveda center in your city or something, or you could learn skills, especially a great time to learn Ayurveda massage, or Shirodhara or Abhyanga or Thai massage, anything, any kind of natural massage, because you use your hands, and 3rd house is your hands. So start learning massage, abhyanga, things like that, and also have a uh, some kind of a plan to help other people as well as you develop these projects, or even self-healing. For your own healing, you can plan some retreats or spending time doing alternative healing modalities. So that's the Libra rising, which is the Lagna or the ascendant. Now, what about Libra Rashi, right? So if the moon is in Libra, then you'll get emotional support, while you're doing this. So from your sister or from people who work for you. So essentially, it's in your mind, or you could plant seeds. You could start planning about any of these things. Maybe start a alternate healing center somewhere. Okay, so planning is the thing, because Rashi means how we perceive things, how we are experiencing things in our mind, rather than physical manifestation of that idea. Okay, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So next we'll talk about Scorpio rising. So we're talking about Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini. I see Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, so this is going to be a combination Jupiter and Ketu. Very, very, very spiritual combination. Secondly, Ashwini, the deity, is Ashwini Kumaras. They go around in their chariot and they heal the gods, they heal other people. They rejuvenation is the key thing. They are there to make people young again. So not like the Botox or the stuff you have these days. This is all about alternative healing, natural healing abilities, using your natural healing abilities. So they are the pioneers. Ashwini Kumaras, they have a chariot, and they travel at a very fast speed. Okay, so let's see for Scorpio rising, what's the scenario. So Jupiter is sitting in the 6th house, and it's the ruler of the 2nd house and the 5th house. Okay, see, 2nd house is our speech. So you could be talking about these things, about Ayurveda, about alternative healing, or you could actually make money. 2nd house is family wealth, right? So good time for you to do this as a family, with your family members, as a business, to bring in money, any of these things. Okay, and you could do this with your children also. 5th house is children, or with your romantic partner, like your lover, your partner. Do any of these things. So that's the Lagna, the rising sign. Now, the difference between Lagna and Rashi would be, if you're a Scorpio Rashi, that means your moon is in Scorpio, not the Lagna. That means you'll feel these things in your mind. You'll get mental support from your family when you do holistic work. You'll get mental support from your children when you do, rejuvenation work, any of these. Okay, so or you could plan for these things in your mind with your family or with your children. Okay, so that's the difference between Lagna and Rashi, is that when it's Lagna, you're experiencing those things at a physical level. But if it's a Rashi, so let's say your moon is in Scorpio, right? So that means you're a Scorpio Rashi. Then it's excellent time to do these things with, in your mind, essentially. So they may not manifest immediately, but you can start planting seeds. You can start planning, developing ideas about these things. Okay. Okay. So this was Jupiter's transit through Ashwini. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Next, we'll see Sagittarius rising and Sagittarius Rashi. That means the moon in Sagittarius. We'll talk about both. So we're talking about the Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd. Okay, Ashwini is ruled by Ketu. So there's going to be a combination of Jupiter and Ketu, extremely powerful, very, very spiritual combination. And Ashwini is all about healing. Ashwini, the deity, is Ashwini Kumaras. Ashwini Kumaras represent speed and innovation and pioneer work and, alternative healing, all of that. So, and Jupiter gives you expansion, okay, and hope and good things, and also Ashwini Kumaras want to help other people. So this is the overall theme. And now let's see for Sagittarius rising. If your Lagna is Sagittarius, that is number 9 sign. So Jupiter is sitting in your 5th house, and it's the 5th house Jupiter, but it's the Jupiter is your Lagna lord and your 4th lord. Okay, so what's happening? All these themes are happening with Jupiter where Jupiter is your Lagna Lord and your fourth Lord. So this is very, very close, very, very deep for Sagittarius. Jupiter is a very, very important planet for Sagittarius. It not only represents your Lagna, it's the Lagna Lord, it's also the Lord of your fourth house, which gives you inner happiness. So doing any of the, so you have to track Jupiter, Sagittarius people, you have to track Jupiter, where what it's doing, where it is, what influences it has. Whatever is happening with Jupiter will impact you at a very deep level. Okay. So so when Jupiter is in Ashwini, that means Jupiter is going through an environment which uh, helps with doing these things, like which encourages you to do these things. So that's the energy of Jupiter at your disposal. So do lots of all of these things: alternative healing, rejuvenation, that kind of thing. Start a retreat center, help other people, start new initiatives and new work, creative work. And you could do that with your mother, and also for self-healing as well. It's the Lagna Lord we're talking about. Or you could do that at your home, from your home, like, convert your home into a sanctuary, into a retreat center, things like that. So that is the Lagna, the rising sign. What now, if you are a Sagittarius Rashi, that means if moon is in Sagittarius, then you'll feel these things at a mental level, at the mind level. Okay, so in your mind, you could actually do these things or plan for these things in your mind, with your mother, or at your home, or just yourself. In other words, you can plant the seeds. You can initiate any of these in any of these projects, or you could do like self-healing through your mind, like do lots of like affirmations and energy healing and things like that would be excellent for you. Ketu is a very spiritual planet, right? So Ashwini is all about healing, and so you could be doing self-healing through yoga nidra, through meditations, through your mind, if you're a Sagittarius rising. I'm sorry, if you're a Sagittarius Rashi. Okay, so that's the impact of Jupiter in Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd, while it's going over the sign of Aries and being the Lagna Lord and the fourth Lord. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So next we will go to Capricorn rising and Capricorn Rashi. I'll explain both and what's the difference. First, see the Capricorn Lagna. That means number 10 sign is your rising sign. It's the ascendant, the rising sign, you can call it. So if Capricorn is your rising sign, this is the chart. So what's happening? We're talking about Jupiter's transit in the nakshatra of Ashwini. Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, so it's going to be a combination Jupiter and Ketu, very, very spiritual combination. So first of all, Jupiter Ketu, actually, it's a, learning occult sciences, learning Jyotish, any kind of energy healing, all of that is excellent. So starting alternative healing modalities, or get some treatments like for your own self-healing. And help other people. Because the deity for Ashwini is Ashwini Kumaras, who are the celestial physicians. They are the doctors of the gods, and they're not like Western doctors. They use alternative healing modalities. So that's the theme. Now let's see for Capricorn rising. Jupiter is sitting in the fourth house, and so essentially Jupiter is the 12th lord and the third lord. So 12th lord is all about healing again, and 12th lord is about energy healing, and doing things in a very spiritual manner, using your mind, subconscious mind, things like that. And 12th house is also foreigners. Third house is your siblings. So you could do any of these things with your siblings or with your foreign friends, or you could actually physically travel to a foreign country and start an Ayurveda center, do any of these things, big philanthropic projects, focus on rejuvenation and basically new creative work, new pioneering work in a foreign country, okay, or with your siblings also possible. Now, if you're Capricorn Rashi, though, that means your moon is in Capricorn, not the rising sign. So your moon will be here. That means in your mind, you can plant the seeds for any of these activities, okay, or your siblings or people from foreign countries, they'll give you mental support while you're doing these initiatives. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the impact for Capricorn rising when Jupiter will be transiting the nakshatra of Ashwini. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So next would be Capricorn, Aquarius rising. Aquarius rising, this is the 11th sign is Aquarius. So we'll talk about Aquarius rising as well as Aquarius Rashi, which means the moon is in Aquarius. So Jupiter, we're talking about Jupiter's transit through the nakshatra of Ashwini. Ashwini is ruled by Ashwini Kumaras, which are the celestial physicians. They're the healers of the gods. And so the theme is healing and rejuvenation, and could be self-healing or healing of other people, but using alternative healing modalities, natural healing kind of things, energy healing, herbal healing, Ayurveda, all of that. So, and Jupiter is a very spiritual planet. So Jupiter and Ketu combination, Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, is the most spiritual combination in any chart or in any given time. So excellent time to dive deep into spirituality and heal yourself and heal others. And let's see where Jupiter is placed. So Jupiter is sitting in the 3rd house, and it's the ruler of 11th house and the 2nd house. Okay, so what's happening? You could do any of these health-related initiatives, rejuvenation, alternative healing, or any of these with your family members or with your friends, and you'll get financial gains. Okay, you could also involve speech like webinars and talking about these things. So this is another excellent thing is you could teach about these things, because we're talking about Jupiter. You could be a consultant. You could actually talk about these things, organize webinars, YouTube videos, things like that, spread the word, and that will bring you financial gains as well. So that's the Aquarius rising. If you're Aquarius Rashi, that means if your moon is in Aquarius, then you may get support from your family members in your mind, mental support to do all of these things, or you may get mental support from your friends to do all of these things. So you may not be able to physically, start these things, but at least you can plan for these things. You can plant the seed in your mind that, hey, I want to do this, and you can do very detailed planning in your mind. But also it could mean that while you do these things physically, actually you start doing these things, or you've been doing these things, you'll get mental support from your family members or from your friends. So that's the impact of Jupiter's transit in this nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd for Aquarius Lagna rising or Aquarius Rashi, which is the moon in Aquarius. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And so next one, we'll see Pisces rising and Pisces Rashi. So we'll see the difference. We'll talk about both. First, let's see the Pisces rising, which is Pisces Lagna or ascendant, if you have a number 12 sign rising. So we're talking about the transit of Jupiter in the nakshatra of Ashwini. Ashwini, it's ruled by Ketu. So it's a combination of Jupiter and Ketu, very spiritual period, very spiritual combination. And Ashwini is all about healing. The deity for Ashwini is Ashwini Kumaras. They are the celestial physicians. They go around and heal the gods. Okay, so the overall theme is alternative healing, rejuvenation, helping other people, philanthropic ventures, and do that in a very grand manner. Expansion. Jupiter is expansion, and do that, as a leader, as a pioneer, new initiatives, new territories, brand new ways of helping other people, rejuvenation, or healing other people, right? And yourself as well. So that's the overall theme. Now for Pisces rising, Jupiter is sitting in the 2nd house. And of course, Pisces, the Lagna is ruled by Jupiter, and the 10th house is Jupiter. So this is Lagna is yourself, 10th house is your career. So this is a excellent time to dive deep into alternative healing, start some projects, even big projects, like start an Ayurveda center as a business, or you could you could actually go to Ayurveda center and do self-healing. This is an excellent time for that. So both, focus on yourself or focus on your career, both are possible, or you could combine. And also do this as a philanthropic venture. So any of these things you can do if you're Pisces rising. Now, the difference, Pisces rising versus Pisces Rashi. So if your moon is in Pisces, that means your Rashi is Pisces, then your moon will be sitting here, right? So it'll be in the sign of Pisces. That means in your mind, you could do all of those things. So just imagination or energetic healing. So it doesn't have to be a physical like Ayurveda center or Western massage, Thai massage, things like that. It can be in your mind, energy healing, all of that. But also it means you may get mental support if you're doing any of these things. So you could still do physically like healing, rejuvenation, helping other people, things like that. You could still physically actually do those things, and you'll get mental support from your colleagues, from higher authorities, and you'll feel good in your mind. You'll feel, um, if it's Rashi, if it's Pisces Rashi, you'll see the impact immediately on your mind if you're doing any of these things for yourself or for other people, as a business or as a philanthropic venture. So lots of possibilities. So that was the impact of Jupiter's transit in the nakshatra of Ashwini from November 26th through February 3rd for Pisces rising, as well as Pisces Rashi, which is moon in Pisces.